Perfect. Yeah, it's 13:35, so yeah, I want to begin the session. Welcome everybody, thanks for joining this session. It's all about sustainability and more the practical ways how you can use it in your own work from a front-end perspective. And I have some tips at the end, also related to Maven, but the most will be front-end. If you look at this screen, sorry, it's pretty wide, right? So what is wrong if you look to sustainability, designing, what's wrong with this? It's the white collar, for example. So if you look to designing, and also with engineering, it is better to toggle to dark mode, not only for your viewers, it's also better for the televisions or for the monitors on the computer. So we toggle to dark mode. What is also very wrong in this is the color green. The color green is pretty toxic also. Also, if you look to green things, it's already toxic because it's mixture of all kinds of chemicals. But also, if you look to monitors and energy, it's not good. And if you have millions of views, it saves you also some energy. So we checking the colors. So we also need to have right colors. The next one is emoticons. It's also not very good because it's also white and it's also not to be precise. So you can better go to the context, and that's in this kind is your front end is killing. So welcome everybody. So there are also energy patterns here if you are going to design a front end. And that's like this, like you need to think about dark UI colors. There are all kinds of things like use Wi-Fi over GSM, suppressing logs. There are all kinds of tips and tricks you can read and implement in your own work. So yeah, reducing size, also very important. So there are a few tips you can already see and implement. So what's in it for me? What's the most important thing? We are going to talk about what is coming or what's already there, a law. I teach you how you can implement the green software principles, and we are going to CO2.js, how you can measure your own code and CO2. Other useful tools, and we are also going to in-depth in about AI. What about AI? Is that like sustainability AI? Is it going hand in hand together? That's mostly the question. But my first feeling with sustainability was this video. So I also want to show this, because then you know why we're doing this, why you should implement it. It's a video of 3 minutes, and after that we will continue. And that's my argument to think about sustainability in our work. Let's go. Yep, there it is.
This is you. This is our homes, our cities, our lives and livelihoods. And this is climate change. It's here. It's happening right now. People sometimes wonder, what will happen in Europe if we do nothing, if we let global warming continue? Each year, an additional 50 million people will be exposed to high wildfire danger. Heat waves will cause 90,000 more deaths every year than now. Over 2 million more people will be flooded in coastal areas and river floodplains, while annual flood damages will rise to 300 billion euros. There will be major shifts in ecological domains throughout Europe, with alpine tundra seriously contracting and almost disappearing in the Pyrenees. Droughts and water shortages will impact southern regions even more than they do now, affecting farming, crop yield, energy production, and public water supply. What will happen if we act? If we limit global warming to well below 2 degrees, how will people, the economy, and ecosystems in Europe benefit? 2/3 of the increase in people exposed to high wildfire danger would be avoided. 2/3 of the increase in deaths from heat waves would be avoided. The impacts of coastal and river flooding would be more than halved, and stress on ecosystems and habitats would be considerably lower. The drop in water resources availability and drought losses in southern regions would be halved. And if we also adapt to climate change, we can reduce impacts even further. Adaptation can have long-lasting benefits for our people, economy, and our ecosystems. Our study illuminates the importance of the European Green Deal, putting climate action at the heart of our long-term strategy, and why Europe is committed to be climate neutral by 2050.
So this was my eye-opener. I was watching this and I was thinking like, hey, I should do something. I was not green or something. I was using all kind of dirty energy, and I was thinking, hey, we need to do something, or in our work or privately, but you cannot ask that of everybody, but we can look at our own work, right, to improve there. Hi, my name is Ko Turk, and yeah, I think about things in sustainability, and I make it very practical, and I want to teach you also. I'm also a Fox Days Amsterdam organizer, so if you are in Netherlands, yeah, join us. Yeah, I will say something about sustainability, but opinions are on my own. This is how I also think about certain things. I believe in innovation and not in limitation. So, yeah, certain things like AI. I believe also in AI and sustainability, but that's more later. So yeah, let's connect LinkedIn. It will be nice to have a follow there. So if you are yeah, in a chance to meet, that will be great. So yeah, we are at CERN, and then I think about molecules, protons, and that kind of thing. So we're starting with this. Where is CO2 coming from? We have 2 oxygen molecules and 1 carbon, and that's making CO2. And if you mix with CO2 with H2O, water, like it's 2H and 1 O, then you get something what is not very good for the oceans, like carbonic acid, H2CO3, and that's pretty damage. It's damaged the sea. So yeah, corals will be dying, and it's also not good for the animals. So yeah, if we are more polluting outside and it's going to the ocean, it's not good for the ocean. So there are multiple ways to view certain things. It's not only getting water, also species are going to die probably. And if you look to the carbon cycle, you can see like, hey, CO2, where is it coming from? Certain things, like you can see, like from dying organisms, animals, like cows. We have a lot of them in the Netherlands. Yeah, all kind of things, fossil fuels. But we are going to look at the factory and vehicle emissions. There is what we can, improve, I think, and yeah, have less CO2 in the air. And CO2 is trying to rise. It tries to escape. So it's going up like oxygen, and it's a kind of blanket around the world. But you can imagine if you have more CO2, the blanket is going to be thicker, and then it's going warmer. In some countries, it's not a problem because it's already cold there. But you can imagine in Africa or in the south or that will be a problem, because there it will be extremely hot and nothing can grow there, and then you have an issue. It's like bread. There's also CO2 in bread. It tries to rise, and it's even in my Coke. So I'm helping the nature here by drinking some CO2 also, but it's everywhere. So yeah. we are also creating it, and it will be nice to get it from the air instead of energy, fossil energy, and that kind of thing. So it's everywhere CO2, and it's also have a purpose. And yeah, my opinion is innovation is key. Don't think about limitations like AI. AI is here also to help and solve a lot of things. But yeah, that's my opinion. But how are we going to do this? How are we going to solve the sustainability problem? I cannot do it, but with each other we can achieve a lot, I think. Yeah, who's working for a company with more than 250 people? Can I have a raise of hands here? That's like everybody. Nice, nice, good. So yeah, then you need to comply about a certain law, and that's calling the CSRD. And you're thinking, what's the CSRD? That's a law, and it's a sustainability report, just like you have a financial report. And it's to be more transparent about your efforts to become greener. And it's also giving your customers a good impression how you're dealing with this problem. We all think about aviation. Aviation is polluting, yes. But it's more or less, we are in IT, we have the same pollution. And nobody is talking about it. That's very weird, because you have a lot of data centers and that kind of things. And yeah, we are more or less the same, like we are also polluting. So I think we also should do something with it, or in the background. So people thought about the philosophy about green principles. And then you think about these kind of principles. I will go in depth with them. Like you can think about, if you're going to create software, you need to think about the carbon that's going out. You need to think about energy. Are you doing good with your app? More about that later. I will also give you some demos later on. You need to think about the kind of energy, renewables, hardware, where is it created, and that kind of things. The cloud, we can run in the cloud, but that's not the solution. But yeah, VMs can help with that. Less connections is more. So if you have all the functionality and you want to have it outside, but there's no purpose, so functionality is like in another team, but the application, yeah, you are creating the core, so maybe it's a bad idea to put it in a core, and then you don't need a REST call or whatever, of outside call. You can run batch application on a certain time when you have a lot of energy. That can be a reason. And monitoring. And about monitoring, we are going in depth there. So we all think about, we have the end users using application, the data center, the network, and your code. And everybody is thinking, hey, my code, I can make a really big impact in there. That's kindly true, not always, but I want to, it's more like the other way around. We need to teach our end users, the data center is very important there. The network, so all kind of caching mechanisms can be important. And your code is a tiny, tiny world, but still we can make an impact there. Because if you look to the whole chain and you square 1 million users, then your triangle is going to expand. So you can make an impact there. So let's go to the first tip of today. Website carbon. If you want to check your website or whatever, you can check it here. And for example, we can have CERN.fox days, for example, and we can calculate how much emissions they do. And you can see, like, you have a score around A and F. So the global average is on between E and F. So they're doing better than the rest. But you can still improve here. Because you can think about sustainable energy. Are they behind a data center that is green? For example, that they think about water supplies, heating, and that kind of things. So they are green here, but can still improve. More about that later. And you can see like, hey, in a year with 10,000 views, you save a lot of energy. So, we're back. But you can also imagine it can be also pretty bad. So there are also websites that are pretty bad. But mostly like images like 20 megabyte is not good for your website. Also for the performance, but yeah, you need to compress certain things, right? And also if you look at us front-enders or full stack engineer, who's a front-end engineer here? Yeah, a back-end? Full stack? Oh, nice. That's perfect. Like you have a broader view. But yeah, if you look to front end, we have npm, right? And npm, you can install the whole world. With Maven, you can also install everything. But that's security-wise not always the best, but also performance-wise not, and sustainability-wise also not. So don't do that. We are going to measure our CO2 with CO2.js, and it's from the Green Web Foundation. And it's an open source library you can use. So they have a model, and they measured the whole data center, and they measured every byte. And yeah, they calculate amount of CO2 based on that with the JavaScript library, and you have certain methods. They have two models, the sustainable web design model and the 1 byte. The 1 byte is only checking the network connections and the sustainability and CO2. And they have the SWD model, and that's calculating the whole chain. So you have the 1 byte model. And that's checking the network in your data center. So you can calculate that, the data center usage, the network transfer. But SWD is more than that. It's the data center, the network transfer, the end user device, and production. So it's checking the whole chain. So we are going to use that model. And we are going to create an application with that, with React, with Mantine and npm. And TypeScript, by the way, is also a good choice. There are already some research that you can use TypeScript, and it's a good choice. And if you look to this one, you have the sun, the neutral star, the black hole, and then you have node modules. So yeah, you can use npm. Who's using npm here? Who's using pnpm here? That's interesting because pnpm is more sustainable. So if you're going to use this one, it's also checking. Yeah, it's not generating all the times the libraries in node modules, getting it. It's staying in cache. So with caching, they improve a lot. Also the CPU cycles. They're using soft links in node modules and stores it in the artifacts in a global store. So pnpm is even better, and we are going to create an application with pnpm too. So let's measure. We are going to measure the average of Switzerland. If our host is green, we can also measure per visit or our website. We are going to compare it to cars. And square 10,000 views. What kind of benefits can we gain there? And some images and videos. So we are going to create an application, and just do it clear. And we are using pnpm. I'm using, I don't want this one, but I want this one. So we are going to install some things, and we are going to use npm. Oh, good point. Thank you. So this is better. Thank you. minor detail. With npm, we are going to npm. No. We are going to create an application. So now at this moment, I'm using Control R. You can search. It's pretty useful, by the way. We're going to create a standard application with npx. So at this moment, we create an application called CERN. And inside CERN, we are going to install some packages. And one of those packages are here. I'm copying it right now because I don't know it by head. So we are installing some libraries like React, React DOM, and we're using pnpm. We are also going to use some libraries from a Green Web Foundation. So what we are doing is installing the Green Web Foundation CO2 library. We're also going to use Mantine, or how you call it. It's a React framework for components to make it some more nicer. Still front-enders, right, or full stack. And we're doing some calls to the backend with Axios. So we now create an application, and I'm going to open the project in IntelliJ. One moment, sorry. CERN. Oh, I created in CERN BCK. That's not so very handy. CERN, this one. Let's see how it goes. So I'm going to show you. I'm using, by the way, a dark mode. It's also better for your eyes and also better for the world, kind of. And like you see, you're seeing some NPX. It's creating. Next.js created already a kind of sample application for me, but we are going to create a dashboard. So what we are going to do is creating a dashboard directory where we fill in our components. Also, we are creating some styles directory for our CSS. So I'm creating here some styles, and we move some things like the global CSS here. Refactor it, and we have it here. The old CSS is not used anymore, but I'm using another one. Move collapse. We have a page, and from that page we are having the components. It's inside there. Page. Like here, we are going to calculate the average, for example. The layout. We have a layout. We have the layout here. So in the dashboard, we have a component. So we are going to create a component with an average of Switzerland. So a new file also, and we call it average. No, don't do it anymore. I cancel. Perfect. And we have average. This is live templates. It's pretty useful if you want to go quickly to the code. Oh, and we also need to always do that. .tsx. And then it knows like, hey. So what we did here, we have a component, some divs, and it's showing you the average of the Netherlands in this case, but we are going to do this for Switzerland. So we have we are using the library here, and the library has already some data from the Green Web Foundation with amount of numbers of CO2. By the way, you can also look at here, like we have an electricity maps, and you can also see, hey, how are we doing in Switzerland? Pretty good. In the Netherlands, we can improve a lot. But that's something to improve, right? And yeah, we want to have it from Switzerland. So what I can say is Switzerland, and here Switzerland, and of Switzerland is, yeah, and then we are going to run it. Where is it? Terminal. So what we are going to do is pm run dev. And then we have something here, and then you can see with some moments oh, I forgot something. I have some CSS I need to edit to make it some more nicer. So what I'm doing here, where is it? I have some module here, some CSS, and I need to create that to make it some better. Nice feeling. Starts here. Yeah, there are a lot of issues probably with it, but let's. And again, and now we created our first component. I should have changed the background to dark. I'm seeing here. Sorry about that, but I didn't thought of that. But that will be better, right? But yeah, you can see now that the average of Switzerland is like 170 grams of CO2 per kilowatt hour. So every time you are using this, it costs you such an amount of CO2. Except if you have renewables like solar energy and that kind of things, of course. So we created our first component here. So the next one is we are going to create some hosts. There I am. So next component to check if our host is green, for example. And later on, the more interesting ones will follow also. Host.tsx, so we can check our host. So host. So yeah. This I need to create. So if we want to check our host, again, I use some diffs indeed to show it, but the main core is here. So you have a hosting a function you can use, and you can check, for example, Google.nl, are they green? And of course, we need to add a component here, and then we have a host. So again, it's compiling now, and let's see how it goes. And you can see like our second one is added. So is our host green? Google is green. So that's cool. So they have data centers with green dots. So that's pretty cool. Let's go to the next one. We can also check the total site. So my own site, is that also producing CO2? So we have total site, .tsx also, and we have here total site. And again, doing some conversions, but the most gains are here. So it's using the sustainable web design model. It's here. It's a model you can use. This the whole checking the whole chain, and you can use the per byte. Yeah, the per byte you can use, of course, and then you can check your own page size. So how much kilobytes is it, and then it's measured the CO2. So again, we are going to switch. Oh, I need to. I forgot something. I need to add it, of course, in my page as a component. So again, total site. I need to close it, and then it's added here. So yeah, our local host page is producing this. It's simulating if it's on a data center, and you can see it's like 32 kilobytes. And if you do it square 10,000, then you have these grams of CO2. But it still doesn't give you a feeling, what do I do with this? Like, yeah, what do I gain from this? Like, yeah, okay, I have this, but can I compare it with something? So we're going to compare it with cars. How far can I drive with only saving a kilobyte of CO2, you can say, right? So we're going to compare it with cars. Check. So I have the hosting check, and we do it with. Yeah, let's see it. We have also per visit. Yeah. I will add a file comparison.tsx. We have it again, a comparison here, and we add it also to here. Comparison, and we added our next component, and I will show you in a minute. And again, you can see here it's only showing you the visuals. Oh, there's one error, interesting. 404. Let's see that later on. So, but you can see like the other one. Can I go back? Yeah, so you can see like, with the Ford Ranger from 2023, it's polluting like 199 grams of CO2 per kilometer. But our website is not doing that. So it's less than 0 kilometers. So, but you can imagine if you're using images that this will change, and we'll show you also in a minute. I also need to add another one. I will use Node.js for this because on the backend I can simulate, I can get the amount of kilobytes there of a file. So what I will do, I will create a server.js, not a Java file, and it's called server.js. And I have a server.js here. And I'm going to run the server Node. Yes, so node server.js. And again, we are going to calculate it better. So we can, in the comparison, I do it square 10,000 times. That is fair, right? So you have 10,000 views, and yeah, we can. What's here? So we can do it square 10,000 or 1 million, and so that's 1 million views on on our website. It's, by the way, also 3001, or is it 3000? Oh wait. This is the backup. Oh, I have the backup here. Sorry about that. So I changed the other one. This is the backup. I don't want that. It was also running Node, so I had some problems with that. Where's the other one? Let's check it. And we start it again. Yeah, there's it again, and restart it again. So it's on 3000. So again, we are showing it. And now you can see multiplied by 1 million. You can already see like, hey, I can drive some kilometers. I can drive like 890 kilometers with 10,000 views on my website. So it's already giving you a feeling from hey, can we improve something? There's not a lot to improve here, but with images, I show you in a minute, we can improve a lot. So, where is it? The other way. So what we are going to do, we create another component file, and the called compression.tsx, and we are going to add some images. I will add some images here. I will copy it from the other one. So, and then add it in the public. So I have them. and here we have some a PNG and a GPX. So the PNG is like 20 megabyte and it's pretty bad, and I will add it also here. So again, in our page, in our head, like we are adding here, like compression. So here you have a compression, and we add it, and you will see like it's changing. Interesting. Oh, it's not finding it. Did I do something wrong? Compression, CERN. Oh wait, I didn't have slash images. Images slash, and then it's working, of course. And again. And now you can see like it changed. So I am changing it like it's like already like, yeah, this is not fair. I am restarting it. And again. We are waiting, and you can see that it will like 5,000 kilometers with only that PNG. And I did that. This is just one. This is just one image, right? So I can already drive to where can I drive? Somewhere to Asia from here with 5,000 kilometers, and you can already think like, hey, if I do it like square 2 again, like then you have 200,000, I thought, and then you have 10,000 kilometers you can drive. And with 1 million you can even travel around the world with, if you compare it to cars, with CO2 and with cars. So that's you need to compress it. So what we can do, we can change this to JPEG. And then again, I need to restart because it's in cache also. And then you can see that it's even less. Like last time it was 5,000, so I expect something like it's already like divided by 5. So we gaining something only by compressing an image. So we already 5 times cleaner for the world. And also performance-wise, it's also better, right? Because 20 megabytes you don't want to load every time, although it caches it in your browser the first time. But so it's already saving you a lot here. So that's what I wanted to show you here, and that's very important. With the CO2 library, you can measure it. I gave a demo, but there's more. You can also have a Chrome Web Store. And it's doing some analysis of the website of you, like, hey, are you clean or not? And that's only an extension. What you also can do is install Eco Sonar in your Sonar installation, and that's checking your rules, like don't use global variables if you can use it locally, for example, or that kind of things. And you have the PMD plugin. I like it because I worked at the Rabobank, and they were using it also. And performance-wise, you can gain a lot from that. It's checking all the performance rules, and with checking the performance rules, you also mostly benefit sustainability. Mostly, I would say. So this is pretty nice plugin to use in your Sonar installation. Is someone using Sonar here? A raise of hands. Still a few, so that could be really nice. It's giving you tips, and you can also use it in your IntelliJ. So it's giving you tips like, hey, maybe you should change this. And you have it also with Eco Sonar. Using Maven here? Still some? Are you using caching? Can I raise your hands? Some are caching? Nice, cool. Because that's very powerful. Your build time will be lower because it's checking if you change something in certain modules. There's by the way also a music extension now you can run, do the first build, and then it's running a music. but that's not very sustainable, but it's funny. But the cache extension is very powerful. It's saving you a lot of time. With our project we save from like 20 minutes till 2 minutes or something around that. So you also don't need to wait a long time. We talked about all kind of things, but from the end users, what can you do? There's a nice green software practitioner e-learning, and it's very powerful. It's free, and you can learn more about sustainability and coding and thinking about some concepts. Who's using Ecosia? Some people? Nice, cool. It's very powerful. They're using their marketing. If you click on a link of them, they're earning money and they're planting trees. So it's if you want a sustainable browser, a search engine, then this is pretty nice. And then the most important question: what about AI? Who's using AI here? Oh, nice, pretty nice. And it's like ChatGPT, or yeah, ChatGPT. I think it's very powerful, and it's going to solve a lot of things like diseases and that kind of things. And it's also very useful. But for sustainability-wise, it's not. If you look at water, it produces a lot of water, right? From the University of California, Texas, and Riverside, we are using 185,000 gallons of water on a data center per year. So there's a lot of water only for the data center. So choosing your data center is pretty, it can gain a lot if you use one of the green ones. And it's like 500 milliliters of water every 20 till 50 questions. So with ChatGPT 01 even, or earlier. Who knows that ChatGPT 03 is already there, or it's not out yet, but they are working with it, it's in beta. And it's very powerful, and they reach a certain intelligence there, and it's somehow more better than humans, how humans think. So that's pretty powerful. So you have O3 now, so that will change a lot, I think. But one task of ChatGPT 03 costs then like 5 full tanks of gas. That's huge. So that's not very good. But choosing a data center keeps more and more important. So and it's very powerful. It will help you a lot. It's O3 is thought I was taking some more time, but then you have a much broader answer, like a report or certain things, and it helps you also a lot. And ChatGPT consumes like 10% an average on the daily drinking water. So you need to think about your questions also. If you have a question on chat, think about it. It's also consuming a lot of energy there. Be concise. It's also helping you in your answer. So choose your data center wisely. That's mostly the important thing here. There's a website you can check. Is our website hosted on a green site? In Amsterdam, in the Netherlands, we have also such thing. They are pretty green because the warmth getting from the data centers, they giving it to the houses. So that's pretty powerful, and also all kind of green things. It helps. It's not the answer, but it helps. So the answer still needs to be there, and we hope that we have it later on. So there's some ebooks, and we'll share. Go back. So there are also some ebooks. It's pretty nice. Building green software, thinking about sustainable software architecture. Think about your network. Can I cache on HTTP, for example, or whatever, Maven, or be more performant. And you have sustainable software development. So there are a lot of cool books there that can help you. So the 3 key takeaways, think about your architecture, think about what you can improve, caching, and measure everything with, for example, a tool like CO2.js. You also have Kepler for Kubernetes. It's also very powerful. It's measuring your CO2 there in their website, or you can also, it's open source, I thought. You can use that as small enhancements, but you have a big impact with simple things like images, downsizing an image, caching, and that kind of thing. So That's very powerful. And yeah, I want to thank you and yeah, keep coding and think about a little bit about sustainability after this talk. That will be great. And don't forget to rate my talk. Thank you very much for attending the session. And yeah, if you have questions, please walk by. We would love to have a chat or discussion with you. Thank you very much. And just in time.